following program is brought to you in spooky vision. Be warned, all scenes will be accompanied by pictures of Barbra Streisand.
Do you like scary movies, Sydney?
The joke would have worked much better if I hadn't got sick for a month and was able to make my Scream video. Hello everybody, I'm Indomitable, the man who will consume all media. And in honor of the recently released film, we're going to be looking at the timeline of the most popular indie horror franchise of the modern era. Not in the crazy MatPat way, mind you, but more in the what is the actual order of the games way, with some mentions of the lore every now and then. Now join me as we take a surface level look at the FNAF franchise, starting with FNAF 4. At earliest, this game takes place in 1983, before the murders that kick off the whole story. Whether you play as the crying child having death nightmares, or Michael being punished by his dad for being a little too silly with the boys, the game is a direct result of a terrible event in Freddy's, with only two animatronics that predate the horrors to come in FNAF 2. FNAF 2 takes place in 1987, and while the first few calls are definitely pre-recorded, I believe the final call about a tragedy happening is. I believe that by the final night, William Afton has killed 5 children and stuffed their bodies in the old animatronic, angering all the new animatronics, causing Jeremy to be an unfortunate innocent victim of the bite of 87. With the company ruined, they're forced to shut down major locations and use old animatronics, ones that contain the souls of old murder victims. And that's right, the next game on our list is the first FNAF game taking place in 1993. While it's widely accepted that Michael Afton is the protagonist by this point, it's my personal headcanon that you actually play as William Afton, who has come back for revenge and to dismantle the robots as seen in the FNAF 3 end of night minigames. But we'll get back to that later. After the first game comes Sister Location, where we follow Michael Afton, the son of William Afton, exploring an evil underground lab at the instructions of his late father, to find his sister who possesses a clown robot named Baby after that machine specifically designed for killing kids killed his kids. Things don't end well for Michael as he is tricked by Baby into a room where his insides are scooped out and a combination of all the robots down there use his skin as a puppet. Normally, that would kill a person, but because the Afton family motto is dying is for nerds, he resurrects himself after the combination of all the robots called Ennard leaves his now rotten body. He makes a vow to find his father that he keeps true to in FNAF 3. Years after the last pizzeria shut down, a horror attraction based on all the deaths and legends opens up, with one Michael Afton working as the security. One day, they get an animatronic, spring-locked William Afton, who constantly attacks his son. Michael, probably still mad about the secret lab shenanigans, burns the place to the ground, hoping to send his dad to hell. It doesn't, leading us to Pizzeria Simulator. With a bunch of possessed animatronics and an undead child killer roaming free, Freddy's co-founder and father of the child who possesses the puppet, also killed by Afton, Henry Emily decides to build a place to lure all of these entities to a single location and destroy them once and for all, with Michael being the one to take up the job in order to lure everybody to this trapped pizzeria to burn them and end this legacy of evil once and for all. Next is FNAF World and Ultimate Custom, both games that take place in the afterlife, with FNAF World being the afterlife of the children that Afton killed, and Ultimate Custom Night being his personal hell, suffering for all eternity, created by one of his victims. See, now that would have been a great place to end the franchise. But that's not how franchises work anymore. So, next up we have Help Wanted. Help Wanted establishes the new story, and the aftermath of the last game. The company wanted to clean up their image, so they hired an indie game dev to poke fun at the rumors, even though those events 100% happened, as we hear in the tape saying that the company lied to everybody. Not helping is the fact that the game contains a rogue AI similar to William Afton, who traps people in the game and takes over their minds, including a poor woman named Vanessa. Meanwhile, Fazbear Entertainment continues to clean up their image with a delivery service as seen in Special Delivery. Although there's something more sinister behind it that I don't fully understand, they start to build a new mega pizzaplex over the FNAF 6 location, where our next game takes place. Next up in our timeline is Security Breach, where a boy named Gregory is being chased by Vanessa and all the animatronics except for Freddy. And despite a lot of endings, I'm fairly confident that the ending where you free Vanessa from the control of Glitchtrap is the canon ending. Finally, the most recent entry in the final part of our timeline for now is the DLC for Security Breach, titled Ruin, where you play as Gregory's friend Cassie. Cassie gets a distress call from Gregory, who says he is trapped in the ruins of the now abandoned Mega Pizza Hut. However, this was all a trap by a new enemy called Dimitri, who tricks Cassie into freeing him from his prison underneath the Pizzaplex in the ruins of the FNAF 6 location. And that's it for now. There's a Help Wanted 2 scheduled for later this year, but there's no way at the moment to place it on the timeline, as we know nothing about it. FNAF is an interesting series, one that I have followed since its early days of its popularity, and I've watched it grow from a franchise about haunted robots with a timeline all over the place, a sci-fi horror that warns you about the dangers of AI and robots replacing the human element in the workplace. I'm Indomitable, the man who will consume all media, and I'm sorry for not being able to make any other Halloween content like I said I would. I was sick with pneumonia for a month, but I'm finally back, and hopefully you'll join me next month as I celebrate the 60th anniversary of one of my all-time favorite franchises, Doctor Who.